Hey, Joshua Thomas, Academy Mortgage here. How are you doing? I hope you had an awesome Thanksgiving and Christmas season is going along well for you. Just want to take a second and share a couple things from my neck of the woods with you. Hopefully you find these little videos I'm making enriching. As you know, I've been doing this for nearly 15 years and hopefully know a thing or two about the market, so I wanted to share that with you. We're going to go ahead and go to this guy first. So here's a little chart that just came out. Now it's missing a lot of data, so I'm going to take a second and explain it. This is a housing affordability index. In 1990, it was going on way before then and going on all the way through today. But what it is it's measuring and taking into account people's income, so the median income in the United States, median house price, interest rates, so what's the median principal and interest payment. And you'll see back in 1990, housing affordability was fairly low on this chart. And it got higher and higher and higher because rates were going down back in that era. Remember in the 70s and 80s rates were much higher. Well, anyway, you can see in 2006 it reached one of its lowest affordability moments, but then it just started going through the roof and reaching really almost an all-time high, certainly in the 20-year, 30-year history that's here. So it reached massive home affordability. That's because home prices went super low because of all the foreclosures and everything that was going on. Also meant that rates were super low. 2012 was the lowest rates in history. 3.25% was like a free interest rate at that time. 3%, 2 point something on the 30-year fixed. It was pretty crazy. Loved it. Kind of wish I could still offer those rates. And of course, rates aren't that low anymore. They're still really low though, just not that low. So that's why you see right here on our affordability index, we're still really, really high compared to where we have been. And so when people are like, man, it's getting so expensive, it's true. It's definitely more expensive than it was and less affordable than it was. But we got to remember the great picture and the scheme of things. And so here's another chart that's interesting to look at. So you can see right now we're somewhere between. This is just a principal and interest payment, remember. Median house price across the United States with median interest rate. And just the principal and interest payment, not the whole thing. I wish that was all the bigger people's payments were. But you can see anyway, in the 800 to 900 range is still quite a bit lower even than it was, 15, 18 years ago. But you can see that in 2012, the most affordability ever, payments were super low. And you can see in 2006 where it hit that super low moment of affordability right there. You can see that that was actually a relatively high principal and interest payment. So that's kind of interesting. In an effort to make things give you even bigger perspective, I wanted to add this. This is the U.S. Census of Housing. So this is the year 2000, so it's a little dated, but it goes all the way back to 1940, showing you the the median price in each state. And so if you look back here in Utah, the median price in Utah was $24,000 in 1940. And it went up, and then it went up again, up again, up again, but then actually went down and then back up again. Now, I like to share this with everybody, but one of the things that I hear sometimes is people tell me they're going to want to wait. I ask them if they're qualified to buy a home, and I ask them what their plans are, and they say we're going to wait it out. And I always ask them what are you waiting for? Well, we're going to wait for prices to come back down. And so I like to show this chart at that time because maybe we're in an era like this where prices might come back down, but maybe we're not. Maybe we're just coming up on this one, and anyway, it just kind of helps people understand. But what makes this whole chart even more interesting, or this whole table, I guess, is that is adjusted for the year $2,000. So all these numbers here are not the numbers people actually spent. Those are the numbers as adjusted for the year 2000. So the spending power was equivalent. If you come to the actual dollars that people actually spent, the actual median price of a home in Utah in 1940 was $2,300, and it went up, and it went up again, and it went up again. Oh, wait, it's always going up, even here, right? And that's because of inflation and other things, but it will always go up because there are over 150 more million Americans living here now than there was just a few decades ago. So anyway, hopefully you find that a valuable piece of information that you can share with your friends and family and anybody else that needs information. Just as a recap, thanks for choosing to work with us. Hopefully you find this information helpful. Anytime anybody's thinking about moving, refinancing, remodeling, building from scratch or buying from a builder. We do all of that. So just give us a call. We'd love to help and answer some questions you got. Have a Merry Christmas, and we'll talk to you next time.